All right, so now we're gonna start our next dish, which is an amazing mac and cheese dish that I have my cousin Jimmy and my son Josiah, both struggling chefs. Basically, when they're hungry, they have to cook. So, yeah. So, let's get started.
Hello everybody, my name is Jimmy.
My name's Josiah.
And today we are making mac and cheese. Now my friend Paul made this recipe, so we're gonna call it Paul's mac and cheese. And on the ingredient list we have today is smoked Gouda. What's this called again?
Jalapeno Jack.
Jalapeno Jack and white cheddar. Thanks for that. Now, tell us what we got in the pasta department.
So for our pasta, we're going to be using an al dente bow tie pasta with frozen vegetables, a little bit of olive oil, and some salt and pepper. And for the sauce, we're going to be using a bechamel, which is a mix of flour and fat to make the roux, and then we add the milk. And then we're going to also be adding a secret ingredient.
Why is it secret? Is it the meat?
It's the meat. It's the meat.
Yeah, the meat's secret. So we'll show you guys that when we put it all together.
All right, so Jimmy, since we're preparing the cheese, how do we prepare this cheese?
All right, so we want to get it small so we can easily melt this and make the sauce for our mac and cheese. So we can easily do that by cutting into squares or cubes, as such. Just cut some of these other cheeses. And you can also do slices. And that's just so it can easily melt. You know, if you have a big chunk of cheese, it's obviously not going to melt as fast if you made it smaller. So yeah, so that's all we're doing. We're just making the small cuts here.
So with cheese, you can also leave like a little like semi-big pieces, because like I like big chunks of cheese in my mac and cheese.
If you like it that way, then you can do it that way. But it's all preference, which is all cooking really, your preference. So that's all it is with cutting these cheeses here. All right, everybody, now that I got done with my professional cutting of the cheese, now I take a shot. That's how we do it here in Vatsana's kitchen. Okay, Josiah, tell us what we do. Tell us what we're doing with this roux.
So we're gonna start with a 3/4 of a stick of butter, and I'm actually gonna cut it up into tablespoon size so that it melts faster. And it's just gonna save us a lot of time, and it actually stops the butter from browning too quickly.
So 2 tablespoons here?
We're cutting the whole stick into like tablespoon size.
Oh, the whole stick. Oh, wow. But we're using the whole stick? Man, it's a lot of butter. I might clog up my cholesterol, my arteries.
All right, so now that it's cut up, we're gonna start by melting our butter on medium heat.
Let's come over here so the camera can see us. Or what we're doing at least.
So we're gonna start on medium heat,
Okay.
so that our butter doesn't brown too quickly. And so after the butter's melted, we're gonna add the flour, and it's gonna be about like equal parts. So
Equal butter to equal flour.
yep.
Equal.
And you're gonna want to grab your whisk, because this is gonna be a very important tool. So,
Oh, look at that.
make sure it's all melted first.
So, we're just gonna wait until it all goes away?
Yeah, make until the butter is fully melted, because you don't want any big solids in your roux. Just keep stirring to make sure the butter doesn't burn.
So, if we were to not melt the butter all the way through, it would still be present in the end?
Not necessarily. It would just be the roux would be a little bit chunky.
Oh.
And we want a nice smooth cheese sauce for our mac and cheese.
Monkey. All right, so
our butter's.
that should be good enough, right?
Yep.
All right.
You hand me the flour.
Gotcha, bro. There you go.
So you're gonna want to add equal parts of flour to butter. So that should be good. And you want to constantly whisk so that this does not burn.
So why would it burn though?
Actually need a little bit of flour. So you don't want to burn your roux because then it'll end up being a darker color than what you want it to be. Yeah, this is the start of one of the 5 mother sauces. It's like basics that you learn in culinary class.
Oh, you taking classes, bro. I'm on this other stuff. So you ready for this milk dough?
Not yet.
Oh. Let me know when you're ready. How do you know when you're ready for the milk, actually? Now that I asked.
It's the color of the roux.
What color are you looking for?
You're looking for like a blonde, like yellowish color. You don't want it to be too dark because that means that you, instead of a blonde roux, which is what we're going for, you got a brown roux. A brown roux.
Are you sure you're just not biased? Do you like blonde?
I mean, the blonde roux is just going to be a little bit less bitter tasting. I think we're ready for the milk.
I mean, you can tell me, bro. Cause like, at one point, I say I might have been biased about it. Let me open this one.
You can pour it in.
How much we're looking at here? Just tell me to stop.
About half the half gallon. So pour it.
Half gallon.
All right, that should be good.
But that wasn't half a gallon. That was about a quarter, not even a quarter, bro. You sure?
Just a little bit more.
You know, from what Paul's recipe calls for, I would say we're gonna go about half.
Yeah.
So let's do half.
And with this, you want to constantly mix still to make sure that everything is incorporated. And you just want to let it sit for a little bit and make sure that everything thickens up.
All right. And after that, what are we doing?
After this, after it starts to bubble a little bit, then we're gonna add the cheese. And the cheese is it's gonna make it a lot thicker, and then we're gonna pour it over our pasta.
Yeah, it's gonna melt in there. Of course it's gonna be thicker.
So we're just waiting for this to bubble a little bit.
All right. So while we wait for that to bubble, what should we do? Should we just go to the cutscene? No. All right.
No.
Guess we'll just talk about.
Cut.
All right, Josiah, since everything looks melted, I'm gonna keep stirring while you get everything else ready for us.
All right, so we're gonna add the cheese sauce. It's thick and bubbly, and then we're gonna add it to our pasta. Hold on.
All right, let me know when you're ready.
All right, looks good.
Go for it. Oh, look at that.
Yeah, that spoon.
Spoon?
Yeah, the spoon is right there.
Oh, you want to stir this
You can
up?
stir it. Yep.
All right, I'll stir it up for you. While I stir this up, I might as well introduce our mystery meat. So here we have some Asian sausage. It is, it's right here. It is comprised of galanga, lemongrass, peppers, and it has a really good defining flavor of Asian within the sausage. So we're gonna add that. Josiah, you wanna add that while I keep stirring?
Yeah. Ready?
Oh yeah, there you go. Now you gotta have some kind of protein into your diet. And this is exactly what you need. The sausage, flavor.
I
You ever
know.
had this with just sticky rice?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's amazing.
That's all.
Every time I go to Woodman's, it's just we always get it. We always make it. Eat it at home.
Oh, speaking of, you find this at Woodman's?
Yeah, you can find us at Woodman's or your local Asian grocer, or you can just use any like crumbly sausage like an Italian. So after we're done with this and everything's all mixed and incorporated, we're gonna add it into this pan.
All right, it looks like it's all good and ready to go. It's mixed together. So I'm gonna hold this up and you get the pan into the frame here. All right. All right, you pour, I'm gonna hold.
All right.
All right, there you go, there you go. No pasta left behind. All right, look at that. Look at that, it's so vegetable-y. You got all the colors from the vegetables also. All right, last thing we want to do,
We're gonna add some cheese on top.
all right, just taking the cheese that we started off with. Here we got the, what kind of cheese is this again?
That one is the jalapeno jack.
Jalapeno jack. I chose this one because it was really colorful also. Look at that, jalapeno. Probably jalapeno here if you assume, right? Look at that, and you got a whole chunk in for you.
The whole chunk.
Yeah, got that in for you. 'Cause that's how you want. We're gonna add some smoked Gouda in it. 'Cause we hear about flavor.
And
You know?
you would usually want to use a cheese grater, but
Yeah, so we kind of like worked with what we had. So
Yeah.
you saw Anna use this to make her cucumber salad. And let's just add the last white cheddar. All right. All right, then we're gonna pop in the oven. What's Fahrenheit we're putting it at?
we're gonna put it at 350 Fahrenheit for about 10 to 15 minutes, and we're just gonna wait until the pasta is soft. You can always check with a fork, grab it, cool it down, and then eat it, and then make sure it's all soft, and then you'll be done.
All right, let's pop it in.